Hey, it's Emily from Emily Plans Life, and today I'm going to be setting up my March Frankenplanner. So first I like to set up, or to get started on my setup by figuring out which cover I'm going to use. So I have most of my covers on some expander disc here so that I can just kind of flip through them. And I did kind of look through, I've got a bunch of things that I think would work because they're kind of, you know, like springy or florals. I think that would work really good. So this is a maybe. This was from a wellness planner from last year, and it's got a pretty inside cover as well. So this is a definite maybe. But I just kind of want to flip through and see if there's anything else that catches my eye. Again, I'm kind of looking for like floral, springy, thinking of like Easter and St. Patrick's Day. I do like the bright colors here, and she's got this green, so that could be a maybe as well. This is another one that would be great, of course, with the florals here. I'm not sure that I've ever used this cover. I might have once. So I like that one too. Let's see. This is really pretty, I think. Probably more summery maybe with the tie-dye. So we'll skip that one for now. And then I also like this one. This was from I think an 18-month planner. And this one's fun because I like the outside cover, but I actually like the inside too. So I think this would be really pretty to use this as your cover. And then of course, there's so many colors here that I would have a lot of options for, you know, what color disc I wanted to use. This is an old school, and this is like my first happy planner ever. So I do still like that cover. Definitely haven't used that in a long time. Okay. So I think probably either going with this one. Let's see. Let me pull out a couple of these. Be just a second. It'll be kind of loud. All right, so we've got Bloom Into You. That striped floral I really liked here. And then also this one, which I would probably use the inside for. Okay, so these are my options that I'm gonna choose from. Got the floral, got the Bloom Into You from a wellness planner, and then this one. I think I'd like to kind of go probably, I don't know, maybe one of these two. What do you think? Could do this one. I don't love the silver. I'm more of a gold person when it comes to foiled things, so that's kind of why I was leaning more towards using this inside. But I think I'm going to go with this striped floral. I think it's really pretty. I like the greens, and the pinks are really pretty. So let me put these back in here. When I store these, they're in no particular order whatsoever. I just kind of pull them in and out as I need them. So it's not like these have to go back in a certain place. Okay. I always think it's going to be faster to try to put two on at a time, but it never is. Okay. So since I'm going with this cover, now I need to find some discs that work, and I could do all one color or mix and match. That would be fun for spring as well. Let's see. So this is just plain on the inside, black and white. And then on the outside, we've got these colors. So like I said, I don't really have a ton of green discs. Like I have a few that, you know, were from sets that had multiple colors in them. And I do have these, which were from the plant one, plant cover, or Happy Box. I don't necessarily think those really go. This is probably a little too bright. This purple might actually be pretty. And then, of course, you could always go with, like, classic black or gold. That would be pretty. I've been using the metal disc, like, last 2 months, so I kind of want to stick with that. So I'm going to go ahead and go with gold, I think, here. Let's see. These champagne ones would work too. These pink, they're kind of see-through fun discs. Those are actually pretty fun. Let me see what those look like. Sometimes you gotta like try them on, you know, make sure that they're actually gonna work well. And then let me see black, because I did think that was pretty nice looking with the black and white stripes. And then let me try the gold. And I'll go from, pick one of these based on what we think looks best here. Okay, so I actually think all of them look pretty good. The gold stands out a little bit more. The black kind of blends in a little bit. And then these pink ones I like, but of course there's a ton of pink. So I'll put those back. Put these black ones away. And then I'll speed this up here really quick so you don't have to watch me put these on here. Okay, so I'm done with that, and we'll go ahead and pack up the discs and put them up. So the next step is I get out the Frankenplanner I'm currently using, because there's always a few things that I need to transfer over, not just update my Happy Planner layout. So first is going to be my name page. And then with that, I have some birthdays and anniversaries, some things I'm tracking over here, like with days off and camping, different things like that. So those will be there. And then I've got my productivity sheet, where this is kind of like a little list that I keep to refer to when I'm setting up my Frankenplanner for the month, and also each week I refer to it as well. Also have some daily tasks down here at the bottom. I probably don't refer to those quite as often, but anyway, I like having all of that right here. And then I have my main section divider here, so put those in. I've got my little, what I call an inbox here. This is just a spot where if I think of something, I just throw it in here really quick. And then I've also got, this was a packing list, so that doesn't need to be in here anymore. And then I've also got CE and work stuff. Got all of that here. And then a little folder in the back that has just some things I need to keep up with. Like, we have a medical bill that's coming out every month. It's, you know, auto debited, but I like to just double check, make sure it's there before I cross it off my to-do list. And then, oh, one thing here, I've been using a top 3 sticky note. Didn't really use it too much in February, just kind of had like one main thing going on, which was a trip we're taking in March. So I'll add this in here and relabel this. So this is my March top 3. And then next is my pre-planning sheets. I've been using these to keep up with upcoming events as I find out about them for each month. So those work really well. And then my first section is my catch-all planner. So for my catch-all this year, I am using the checklist layout, which is definitely a new one for me, and I really like it. Like, it's working so well. It's a little less, I don't know, in some ways it's more decorative, and in some ways it's less, because, you know, I don't have, like, I like to keep this middle section empty, and I know there's different ways I could do it, but, like, I don't want to redraw checklist and lines because they're already on the sheet. So sometimes it kind of feels a bit repetitive, like the way I'm decorating, but I'm having fun, and I'm actually able to use a ton of stickers in here, so I'm really okay with the way it's working. Yeah, so it's working good. All right, so that goes into, got this And then, let's see. Okay. Yeah. So the next section, and I'm going to leave this together because I am actually still working. This is the last week of the February calendar, and it's got a couple days of March in it. So I'll actually just stick these in here. This will work. And then I'll go ahead and put this back in its permanent home, which is the checklist layout altogether for the year. Okay, so we're set up for that. And flip to the end here. If I don't keep flipping this, guys, sometimes I end up with something not where it's supposed to be. All right, so my next section is the health section, and I'm using the recovery layout. I really am enjoying this. Like, I feel like I'm actually starting to kind of get the hang of journaling. Now, this is not a ton of journaling in here. I am not a huge journaler, but at the same time, it's almost to the point where I kind of missed it. Like, we were on vacation and I got out of the habit of doing my little documentation in here, and I really missed it. So this week I am trying to get back into the swing of things with having that be part of my normal daily routine. So let me do a couple things here. First, I'm going to move what's completed out of February. I'm going to go ahead and move it back into its permanent home with the rest of the recovery sheets here. And then I'll be done with that. But I am going to move what I'm currently working on. I'm going to go ahead and put it in here. So I've got this ready to go. And at the end of this section, I keep a little movement tracker. I'll put that in, and also have a small, let me see. Okay. Yeah, I've got a small vision board here. So all that needs to stay. So I'll transfer it over. And then my next section, which is also the last Happy Planner layout I use in my Frankenplanner, is my crafty section. This I'm barely using, but it's actually really working what I am doing. So I've got March, and I just use the calendar and the back of the calendar, which is the left side of a dashboard. I don't need these daily sheets, but just using this is really working. So get that out of the way. I'll put this in. And I haven't set this month up yet. I usually don't until the month starts, because a couple things that I'm involved in don't really publish anything until the first of the month. So I can't really plan ahead. I will see. Okay, so this is February stuff, which I'm probably still working on a little bit of that. So we'll go ahead and add it in. This is my cheat sheet, so I remember everything to put in here. And then a couple things that I won't need anymore. So I did a scrapbook crop, and that is over with. So I won't need that, but I am going to put it in its permanent home. I've kind of been saving these dashboard layouts because I didn't know if I would need them, but turns out I have not needed them. I have not missed them. So I'll keep doing what I've been doing, but basically kind of discarding or putting these unused sheets somewhere else where I could redate them if I needed to. Okay, so there's for the crop. I actually need to update this. This will be the next thing. So this is where I'm keeping up with what I've read. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I have just finished book 9, which is going to be right here, and it was The Women. If you haven't read that, you really need to. It's so good, and you might want to, like, you know, put it on your TBR if you haven't already. And I'll be honest with you guys, I'm pretty terrible of about remembering what the names of books were. I remember The Women and The Museum of Ordinary People, which are like the last two that I read, but I'll have to go back and fill those two in later because I don't remember what they were. And then these are a few more sheets that stay in my crafty section. Okay, next. All right, and that does it for Happy Planner Layout. So the rest of these next sections are just kind of like whatever needs to be in there. So this is my home section. Still going to use this cute little cap paper here, and I've been using this. I did forget to use it last week, but I have been using like a monthly meal planner here, which ideally I would like to go ahead and like get this where I'm doing it kind of in advance, maybe the whole month, or like a sticky note here with like some new recipes or some quick ideas, something like that. So let me just fill this in because I know what we had left over. So we're going to have a few different things this week, and that way we'll kind of keep on track here. So I do like this a lot. It has worked well. I used it in January as well. So I've got my January plans there. I thought, you know, maybe I'll want to look back on those. I'm not sure, but might be able to get some ideas. And then I've got my bill tracker, which I have been keeping up with here in February. Did not keep up with it last time. And then my watering schedule for my plants. And I actually need to update a couple here that I had forgot to water. Okay, so that's all up to date. So this whole section just goes, this one kind of just moves as is each month, because I'm still figuring out like what all I really need in here and how everything works. These are all printables from the, mostly from Etsy. So, all right. Next section is my to-do section, and I've been using this Anchored Women planner. It's really nice. They have yearly stuff, and then they also have ones for each month. So here is the yearly part, and then this time I remembered where I kept the newest stuff. On my last video, I absolutely could not remember where this went, so I had to like find it after the month was, or after the video was over, like ransacking my craft room, trying to figure this out. But I do like this, the way this is set up. So you've got a calendar here, which I don't really use a ton of because I've already got pre-planning in another spot. But this just helps you reflect on what your past month was, how you want this month to go, things that you'd like to do, and then even a spot for like monthly dinners and breakfast, different things that you want to try. So I like having all of that in one place. And then also have a couple of, this one sheet here that goes, this just kind of moves each month as well. And then my notes section. So I like to use a monthly theme here if I have one. I don't have one for every month, but I do for a lot. Let's see. Let me see if I have anything for March. So this Valentine-y one will come out, and go back in here with some others, and then I'll see what I might have for March. So I have this Enjoy the Sunshine and Let Your Joy Burst Forth Like Flowers in the Spring. That's really nice because spring does start in March, so we'll just use that one. Doesn't really matter. I just like to have something pretty behind that last divider there. And let's see. These are some sheets that go somewhere else. And then here I just have a few blank papers. I was taking notes. I actually don't need all of these. I was taking notes for a class I was doing, but I've got a different spot for those now. So this is all just blank sheets, things I might want to grab, some recommendations there at the end, and then my highlighter page. I like to keep that for when I'm using my mild liners. I've got kind of a swatch sheet here so that I know what everything looks like. And then also in this is my seasonal. I'm going to go ahead and put this. Oh, forgot this. Hold on. Okay, this goes in my home section, so I've got something pretty to look at there. And then in just a second, I'll do a flip through just so you can see where everything is. I kind of flip through this really fast. I feel like it's really fast anyway, because I've been doing Frankenplanning for years, and I kind of really have my setup really worked out, and so I kind of know what works for me. And I feel like I fly through this video, but you know, try not to take up everybody's time. Okay. All right, so all my stuff is filed, and then let's do a quick flip through. This will just show you what everything is and where it is in my Frankenplanner. Okay, so first I got name page, my some days that I'm tracking over here, birthdays, anniversaries, and my monthly, weekly, and daily to-dos to keep productive. This first section is the main section. I've got kind of like a brain dump, and then top 3 for March. I actually will be putting a new sheet right here because I've done some of this stuff, so it doesn't really need to be in here. I've got a few work things and a little calendar or a little folder that I keep for any odds and ends, my pre-planning sheets, and then my first Happy Planner layout is my catch-all, my checklist layout. So that goes there. The next section is my health section. Right now I've got, remember, I've got a couple of extra sheets in here for where we're still in this week. So I'm using the recovery layout for that. At the end, I have a movement tracker and my vision board. Next section is my crafts section, where I keep up with weekly to-dos, monthly to-dos, things that are happening just this month, all that kind of stuff that I want to keep up with. And then I add in extra sheets as needed, like my bookshelf, YouTube stats, and then some of my other activities that I have going on, craft worlds. My home section is next. I mostly use the meal planner in here, but have some other inventory and home maintenance kind of things that one day I'd like to get to. Got my bill tracker and my watering schedule for all my plants. I actually just redid this one a little bit, guys, because I had been keeping track over here, but kind of redid it a little bit because I had too many plants and not enough lines over here, so I had to make it work. The next section is the to-do section, where I've got my Anchored Women monthly pre-planning and just kind of like a place to figure out what I want to get done this month and how I want this month to go. Then last section is my notes section, where I generally stick that pretty little insert in the front, and then I have a lot of blank sheets as well as my mild liner swatch sheet. So I hope that's helpful. If you have any questions on Frankenplanning, I'd love to help you. Just, you know, send a message on here, leave a comment. And if you haven't already, please hit like and subscribe to my YouTube. That way you'll know when I've got new videos coming out. I generally do a monthly setup and not a ton else, but, you know, maybe every now and then I might. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.